Hi and welcome to everyone joining us for today's preview, which is racing at Fairview on the Poly Track. It is Tuesday the 11th of October, so the second day of the week. On Monday, hopefully you clinged on to some of the value on Danya and maybe Miss Leela, some each way bets in some places, swingers and the likes, the trifectas, and some nice value was had yesterday. Now, looking at today's card, let's go through a couple of races where we'll kick off with race number 1. Note that there is a strong wind at Fairview. Just looking at the weather forecast, they are predicting quite a strong wind. So closer to race time, see if it's a strong headwind. At this stage, I believe it's going to be a bit of a cross to a headwind up to 60 kilometers an hour. And that can play a bit of havoc with some of the runners. You'll notice some of the horses, they don't really enjoy the windy conditions. It gets up their tail. So if you're a race-by-race punter, today's the day. Watch the preliminaries. Watch them go down to the start. And at the end of the day, you putting your money down. You're going to be the judge. Marshall's World of Sports and myself, Sheldon Peters. I'm just a guide here. And I'm going to hopefully guide you in the winning direction. And that's with Marshall's World of Sport. In the first race, now when looking at the first race, you can't get overly excited. Number 1, Graphene Aerogel. That's the ex-Paul Peter runner. Now races with the Gavin Smith stable. Interesting, he's got both Graphene Aerogel and number 2, Lily of Orange. I'm leaning slightly towards number 2, Lily of Orange, although she's developed a very bad habit of losing ground at the start. If you look at her last few runs, lost 2 lengths, ran on well. Lost 3 lengths, lost 3 lengths, lost 4 lengths. So she's developed a very nasty habit. And over 1,600 meters, I'm hoping that she can make it up. Her last run was over 1,200. She came from almost 8 lengths back. So Graphene Aerogel, she holds the aces because she's a natural front runner. She makes the local introduction. Probably the horse to beat. But I think number 2, Lily of Orange, if she puts it together, she's going to run an absolute cracker of a race. Keep an eye on the first timer, number 8, Marmalata, from double figures, has attracted support. And if there's any more support, could be above this field. Moving along to race number 2. Now, I believe the best bet on the card in the form of number 1, Heathcliff. Now, when at first glance you look at the race, you think, well, we can cash in on this individual. However, it's a maiden handicap. So this fella will carry 60 kilograms, and you'll see the structuring of the weights. There's a horse down the page. If you go to number 9, Global Gunner, 52 kilograms, carried 60 last time out. Was beaten 8.15 behind Indy View, whereas Heathcliff was only beaten a neck. But there's around about an 8 kg swing around in the term of number 9, Global Gunner. So that's the horse we're going to throw into the exactors. But for me, Heathcliff, if you look at his penultimate run, he ran in an open race where the average rating was a 70. So he took on winners when just 3.5 lengths behind them. The race prior to that, when running third to Arctic Ice, he ran in a 68 handicap. The run after that in the 70 handicap, the average rating was a 72. Richard Faria board. For me, this is the best bet on the card, and hopefully he comes through to deliver. If you are looking to cover with the exactors and a small little cover bet, then I believe number 9, Global Gunner, at the weights might be able to run into the money or cause a little bit of a stir. Race number 3, number 2, Franca, absolutely loves the Poly. Look at that Poly form and the distance form. 4 of the 6 wins have been achieved on the Poly track. Richard Faria, we will be following him throughout the meeting, and hopefully he rides at the top of his game and he brings home all the horses to their best potential. And if you look at her distance form, a 50% win strike rate. So a lot going for number 2, Franca. And if you're looking for anything else, number 5, Kiss of Life. And I think that's just about where we're going to leave that. Number 1, From Year to Eternity, makes the global debut and might be a horse to throw into your swingers and your trifectas. Let's glance on to race number 4. And number 3, Narcos, probably the horse to beat. Number 3, Narcos, probably the horse to beat. But I don't trust this race. So for the exotics, throw in a couple of runners. Maybe number 5, Jet Mirage. That could cause a little bit of an upset. And 1 or 2 others in the race will definitely have chances. Moving on to race number 5, where number 3, Ancestral Prayer, a horse who takes time to get going. And look again, once again, that man, Richard Ferree in the iron. So we're looking for a big day for him. This will be the horse I believe they have to beat. Has been runner-up in the last 4 outings. Last time out, that was a 13 out of 16 draw. A little bit of luck in the running, and I think Ancestral Prayer is only a one-time winner from the 12 runs to date, is yet to win on the Poly, so you can say is vulnerable, but did have a second on the Poly in the penultimate run behind Life on Mars. So definitely worth another say. And if you're looking for the upset package, number 2, Right Choice. I think this is the horse who makes the Poly debut. I think this could be the springer in the pack as far as race number 5 goes. Race number 6. Pretty much go the field. Race number 6, nothing really jumps off the page there for me. Moving along to race number 7. Now I'm going to throw you a 50 to 1 shot. Number 1, Master Supreme, to throw into the quartets and the exotics. Absolutely lost form of late. If you look at the last 4 runs or so, just never featured. 50 lengths behind last time, 14 lengths behind, 22 lengths behind, but achieved 100 at the height of the career. Could be a horse to improve big time. However, in this contest, we're going to find a horse for you, number 10, Cane Lemon Soda. This is the horse they all have to beat, has a good draw, really enjoys the Poly, enjoys the course and distance, and of course was a 102, is a 72, so 30 points off the best rating achieved. That will be the horse they all have to beat. Closing up, race number 8, throw in number 1, Humble Tune. Number 2, Young Nelson. Those are 2 horses that you have to go with. And then horses like number 7, Masters Queen, and number 8, Flinders Range. And if you're looking for the Shrewdy in the pack, look no further than number 9, Secret Link. The obstacle in the way. 3 runs on the Poly, yet to shape, but I get a feel today, Secret Link might put the links together and come to the party at 10 to 1. On behalf of Marshall's World of Sport and myself, Sheldon Peters, have a wonderful day's racing.